Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to Mark the Line on HJN. And so, now's the time that I, begin to break away from at least some of the more familiar aspects of the automotive industry and begin to shift back a bit towards the lesser known categories of the automotive industry itself. And I might as well go on a limb to say that this next one right here is probably going to be a bit stumpish, but I'm going to do my best to explain it. And if not, then I guess there's always a plan B that I'll have nearby. Number 739 is Skoda. Yeah, Skoda. What can I say about it for sure? Well, of course it was established a long time ago. Skoda has made itself a bunch of models of all the sorts, whether they be sedans or SUVs or crossovers or other things of the sorts. Skoda is probably just average by any means, mostly because of the way that, where they're from, the kind of, endorsements they could afford, which is not very many, unfortunately. It's probably one of the main reasons why even I myself am not necessarily very well familiar with this. So, I guess the big thing I'd have to say about this is, it's not very well known by this point. I guess that's the end of the story. Well, you know what? I normally would end my HGN topics right here and there. I would normally end the episodes around this point when I can give up on them. But no, let's instead shift our focus towards a few other lesser known brands out there. UAZ, Moskvich, and Lada, and many other Russian-based companies. Yeah. Car companies in Russia. Not too many people know about them, probably because of how they feel about communism taking over America itself. I don't mean to pry, but man, you guys are way too overboard with that kind of stuff, thinking that communism is bad. So I guess the big thing about more of these lesser known car companies out there is that, I guess there's not much else I could probably point out. To be fair, though, I have in fact managed to talk about some other lesser-known companies out there. Auburn Motors, Cord, and, some others here and there. I guess, though, if there is at least one more that I could probably go ahead and point out, then, it might as well be Morris. Because Morris is basically what you might call the original, ancestor of the now famous Mini. And that's mostly because, Morris actually originally invented the Mini way back then, in the 50s and 60s. And to the present day, Morris has pretty much been, stumped. But Mini has pretty much been there ever since for all of us. And I have already talked about Mini in its own particular episode, so be sure to check back on HJN for all that. But either way, regardless of which brand I'm pretty much going to be talking about here for at least the next week or so, I'm certainly not going to have too much creative input here, considering the selections that I've pretty much made. And also because of the, I'm kind of running out of time here for HJN-based content. Considering how there's only so many episodes I got left before the very end of the season, I'd say it's time to buckle down and get ready for the final stretch. But until then, I'm Jay Nowak, and this has been Honest Jay Nowak. If you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.